Hey there, have you been wondering how you can get involved in the cryptocurrency market? Do you have the fear of missing out right now, not sure where to turn? Well, in today's educational video, we're going to go through the 5 crypto secrets that are going to show you how to diversify your education and your strategy, all done by women who are actually walking the walk, not just talking it, and we're going to show you how to do it in a risk-free manner. So when you go through the video, make sure you're taking notes. We'll make you into a crypto queen, and of course subscribe, like, and share this video so that we can reach our goal of impacting 1 million lives here at She's Creating an Empire. So tonight, if you don't know, my name is Melanie Greeno. I am the founder and CEO of She's Creating an Empire. Now, She's Creating an Empire is a business that was born from the need to educate women around finance, business, paying off debt, growing online streams of income, multiple streams of income, just really getting to a place where they are building, like I said, a business brand and bank account that they love. Now, what we have done is created a safe, controlled environment where people can really come and learn. And that's the goal. Education is the key. You'll hear Greg often say, education changes people's situation. And so that's what we found. We found that to be very true. And we want to empower women so that they can be not only contributing to their families, but really creating an environment where they are a pillar in their families. Now, as a community, we use a platform called I Am Academy, which we're going to go through tonight just to show you cryptocurrency, how it can apply to your life. It has been a phenomenal experience to be able to introduce women to a learning platform that really does have a place where they can learn risk-free. And that's been a very, very big part of what we do. Okay, I'm just making sure there's nobody in the waiting room. Hang on, 30 seconds and we's gonna go. All right, I think we're good, I think. So if I seem a little distracted once in a while, we'll just make sure that we've got everybody going. All right, 5 secrets revealed. I was really contemplating, we've been doing a lot of crypto events, a lot of crypto education, both Greg and I, in different platforms, different venues. And I realized that as I was talking with women, they were very nervous about the fact that they were afraid they were going to A, make a wrong decision, B, lose money. And if they got in the markets, that they could somehow destroy their finances or their future. And I really wanted to have this education piece tonight to show you how you can do it risk-free. I think that there is a phenomenal opportunity for us to learn how to create a diverse portfolio through education and strategy, but we can do it in a safe, controlled environment. And I'm going to dive into that in depth tonight. You're going to hear from Tanya and Shanda, who have both used the education to completely transform their situations. And you'll see as we go through this information that you can do it too. And so we're just going to dive in and go through it. So are you ready to become a crypto queen? What I want you guys to do is share this recording with your friends. It's going to be in the Facebook group. You can see the link there. Somebody can go ahead and drop that link in the chat. Go ahead and drop that link in the chat. But it is a way for you to go in and access the replays, also other community stuff that we do. But we want to make sure that you guys are actually getting what you came for, meaning most of you are here because you want some education. We're going to have Shanda and Tanya go through exactly what they've been doing. And I'm going to show you from my perspective what I've seen over the last 2 years and how you can, again, get involved, get risk-free opportunity, and really take your crypto education to the next level. So crypto can really feel overwhelming and scary if you don't know where to start or who to trust. Of course, you can go online and see all this stuff going on and people chatting about cryptocurrency, but the reality is you don't know who they are, you don't know what they're talking about, and they're they're often going very, very, very fast and not talking to the new people. They're not really talking to or educating the new people. They're talking on a much I would say higher level. I don't know how to say that, but oftentimes when I'm on some of the Zooms, they're talking so fast that I get lost. And so what I found out was the key to really being empowered in this environment is having mentors that have walked the path and done what you're trying to do, that are willing to slow down and show you how. Now, without understanding the different options, right? Because, you'll hear people say things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, if you're into the world a little bit, staking and NFTs, and all of these things represent a certain quadrant or sector of cryptocurrency. Again, it takes a little bit of knowledge and understanding, but once you get a grip on it, it will really start to make sense to you. And then you'll see your options for diversifying. Now, you can become dependent on platforms that can get shut down. And so we also want to make sure when it comes to being risk-free that you really understand that, you're going to be able to practice in a practice account. We're going to talk about that more in a minute, but also you really want to know how to identify the red flags, so to speak, so that you can use your God-given intuition, right? We know women have a very strong intuition to actually apply it to your trading, to apply it to your learning. And this is a very powerful thing. So one thing I want to say, pro tip, the wealthy do not consume fear or let fear stop them. Consuming fear is like radio, television, newspaper. When you're consuming fear, it actually does something to you inside spiritually, and it can move you away from your goals and your dreams. And so if you want to increase your income, turn off your TV. TV is an electronic income reducer, okay? So, but what the wealthy do is they educate themselves, and when they see something that they're afraid of, they don't run from it, they educate themselves around it, they build a hedge around it. Okay, so that empowers them, right? So, and Warren Buffett says wealth is created little by little. So one of the things that I really wanted to make clear for those of you that are wanting to really go to the next level in your crypto trading or your crypto understanding is that you don't have to have that lottery, right? I was talking to some women this week and they really want to hit that jackpot. And jackpots are good, obviously, right? You want to buy at $5 and make 80,000. That's amazing. But really, true wealth is accumulated little by little. Now, of course, it can go very fast when it comes to cryptocurrency because the market is extremely volatile. So I just wanted to really give you that expectation that if you will learn over time what you need to know, that it doesn't matter if crypto's up or crypto's down, right? Because we know it's going, it's right now we're on an upward trend. There's a lot of money to be made in an upward trend. But what's more important is that you educate yourself so that when that bear market or that low market, so just so you guys know, bull market going up, bear market coming down, right? So bull market going up, bear market coming down. Well, if you educate yourself, let's say you take 90 days or even 120 days and you start to educate yourself, feel confident, know what's going on in your trading accounts, your practice account, I'm talking about now, your practice account, then when that bear market hits, you're actually in position to literally conquer the market moving forward, right? Instead of, what most people will do is they buy on the way up, which is fine too, as long as you know what you're doing. But I mean, we can speak from personal experience. Greg and I bought at the top of the crypto market And, you know, then it went to the bottom of the crypto market. And so obviously our portfolios turned around and things are great now. But really, truly, you guys, like the lessons and the opportunity are in the valleys. And so that's the same with life as well as business, as well as trading. So I just wanted to put that out there. You guys, you know, obviously knowing where to find stuff, etc., is important. Now, let's get down to the 5 secrets. Number 1, education is key. You got to know your options. You'll hear us talk about this a lot. You're going to actually see how 2 women have put these things into play in their own lives, real life, on, like, they're going to get on screen and show you what they've done. But I think it's really important for you to understand the different areas of cryptocurrency. So what I want to do is just take a quick poll. How many of you know what these terms mean? If you're looking at this sheet right now and you have no idea what I'm talking about, put no idea in the chat. If you're like, what is staking? What's an NFT? Like, if you've heard the terms before, but you don't actually know what they mean, how to apply them, or how it matters to you. Okay, cool. So, okay, you're good. Okay, so lots of people, no clue, no idea. Okay, awesome. You understand them, but don't understand them all. Awesome. Okay, yeah, just learning. Okay, so this is really important. Number 1, you know, you're not going to learn everything all at one time. Okay, so I just want to give you some language and some rules so that you understand enough, because what you really need to find out is what kind of trader are you? What kind of, you know, risk tolerance do you have? Do you like fast? Do you like slow? Do you like, you know, low risk, high risk? Like, what is your speed? Lots of people love what we call swing trading, which means they look for an idea long in the market, and that trade might take 2 weeks to execute. And then other people like scalping. Scalping is like in and out. Like, I'm going to be on my phone for less than, you know, sometimes 5 minutes scalping, and that's more my speed, right? So what is your speed? You're going to learn, but you have to know the terms first. And we're going to have Tanya talk about this and what she's done in her own personal life and how it's really changed things for her. Okay. So let me just make sure that we are good to go. Okay. 1 second, guys. Okay. So staking. Percentage earned for holding. So when you stake a coin or a project, what happens is you're getting that project, that coin, and you're holding it, and then they're going to pay you a percentage just for holding it. Okay, it acts like a dividend if you're familiar with that. And if you're not familiar with that, just know that it's like a passive percentage being paid to you, not because you're trading, but simply because you're holding, right? NFTs are smart contracts. They're online deeds. They're ways to lock in information in little contracts that says, I'll trade you this for that, okay? Gaming and play to gain. This is a very exciting portion of blockchain blockchain of crypto that's really exploding right now. There's companies building games, but then there's companies who have built applications so you can play the games and get paid in crypto to play the games. Now, if you're over 30, this may seem, or maybe 35, this may seem like crazy land. If you guys think that that sounds crazy, that you can get paid, if you can get paid to play video games on the blockchain, that seems nuts to you. Can you guys just drop a 4 in the chat? Because I'm like, that is crazy to me, right? I know some people are like, no, that's not crazy at all. Well, if you're a gamer, if you're used to playing games with, you know, because now video games are played with communities, right? One person's on, another person's on, they're all playing together, right? I'm right, never heard of it. I know, right? But the thing is, you guys, this is what I need you to hear. You know, you and I, we don't know what that is, or I didn't know what it was. And it's really even hard for me, even though like I'm watching this stuff and I'm, you know, around looking at it. Well, guess what? If we don't know what it is, in 5 years, we're going to be in trouble. Now, I know that sounds extreme, but the reality is gaming and play to gaming is changing the way everything is done. It's changing the way everything is done. And so if you are behind a trend, what happens? You always want to be in front of a trend. The money is not made behind the trend. The consumers pick up behind the trend. The money is made in front of the trend. And so our goal here is to help you move from the 4, I have no idea what's going on, to at least a 2 or a 1, so you can position yourself in front of this transfer of wealth, because the reality is it is changing everything, okay? So that just means that you have a really big opportunity, and you don't need to be afraid of what you do not understand. You are smart enough, you can learn. We're all doing it together. We're in a community together. If you don't understand something, there's always going to be somebody there to answer questions for you. And that was important to me, to create an environment where anybody can come to learn, okay? Now, altcoins just mean they're alternative coins, like they're alt from Ethereum or Bitcoin. So it's just another, is like, sounds fancy, altcoin, but it's just like any other project that's not Ethereum or Bitcoin, okay? And I know I'm simplifying this, but I need you guys to just get your heads around some of these terms. Blockchain is actually the thing that crypto runs on. So if you can imagine this watch, right? This watch, you have links in the watch. If you could imagine every little one of these links holding a piece of information, and that information is then verified by 1,000 different sources. And once it's verified, it cannot be changed or frauded or moved. That's what the blockchain is. So it's chains of information all linked together. And this is what, you know, is really the digital gold. This is like the blockchain is like the base, the foundation for all of it. Ethereum, on the other hand, is what makes the blockchain work. So it's like WordPress, where you could build a website, or internet to build or use things. So it's where you're building stuff. Ethereum is an active project, and it just means that it has use. There's use for it. Bitcoin and blockchain, okay, blockchain's the base, Bitcoin is the gold, and Ethereum is like, you know, the digital silver, if you understand gold and silver. If you don't, that's okay, you'll get there. But Ethereum is an active ingredient, let's say. Now, DeFi is decentralized finance. This is very fascinating to me. So decentralized finance, currently our finance is, where is it? It's in the bank, right? If you want a mortgage, you go to the bank. If you want a car, you go to the bank. Well, what if there was a system in place that the funding, the money was decentralized? It wasn't at the bank. So what if you needed a mortgage and you went on the blockchain and you had 10 people put together a smart contract for that mortgage, right? Decentralized finance. Now, obviously, it's, you know, it's being built out, application for it's being built out. It is a really, really big topic, but it's really interesting, and it's good for you to start to understand what some of these terms mean, because again, the world is changing more rapidly than I even want to face, really, because by the time my daughter has grandkids, the world as we know it, the way we do money, really will have faded away. And that's not very long from now, right? Like what, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, things are changing, and they're changing drastically. And so it's just a matter of us keeping up with that change. So DeFi is decentralized finance. Now the metaverse. Who knows what the metaverse is? Facebook is what now? It's the metaverse, right? The meta. What is the metaverse? Who knows what the metaverse is? If you know what it is, drop a 5 in the chat. If you have no clue, don't feel bad, right? Because everyone's learning and catching up. Okay, so some of you know what it is. Okay, so the metaverse is a 3D world where crypto projects can come to life. Things like video games, shopping, gambling. It's like actually active world. I don't know how to say it. Like, okay, so you go in a video game and you're in a universe, in that video game, in a world that looks and feels real, right? It's 3D, you're participating, you're buying, you're shopping, you're doing all the stuff. And it's within its own little cubicle, its own little world, right? So the metaverse is also changing the way everything is done. This is a really big, yes, concerts, amusement parks, right? I love it. Like a hologram, kind of, but more not really, like a 3D, more like those reality glasses is how more I would describe it. But you guys will see when you get yeah, like virtual reality. So if you guys kind of get, and I know some of you are going to freak out. Now, I said this last night too to Greg. I said, wow, like things are really changing. Like we're our, you know, a vacation, you're going to be able to take a vacation in your metaverse. Like, I don't know what, I can't explain it, but what I do know is I must understand it. I must understand it for me to be able to, you know, invest, for me to be able to understand, for me to be able to lead the generations coming after me, for me to be able to set my family up for success and know where the dangers lie and where the opportunities lie. I need to be educated. Okay, that's what I know. And how it all turns out, I'm not sure. But what I do know is that education is the key to staying ahead of the trend. And when you're ahead of the trend, that's where the opportunity lies. Now, wallets, they hold crypto. Just like your wallet in your purse, a wallet here, or a wallet in the crypto world holds your crypto. And exchanges is simply you being able to go exchange one coin for another, right? Ethereum for Bitcoin, Bitcoin for whatever. Okay, so that's some of the terms. Now, I just wanted to give you a brief overview. I know Shanda went through this last week, so that you guys can start to really get comfortable with the terms. Obviously, in the training, they do a deep dive on this, and you're going to hear from people who are, like I said, Shanda and Tanya tonight, who are actually using these things right now. So maybe what I'll do is, let me see if I can get actually Tanya, if you, I don't know if you can put up your hand, Tanya, that would be amazing. I'm going to go through number 2, and then I'm going to come back and grab Tanya. Okay, so number 2. I want you guys to stop panicking. Okay, I meet people all the time. Fear of missing out is real, right? Because you hear like Bitcoin's going up, Ethereum's going up, the metaverse and the NFTs and what, it's a lot, right? But I want you to learn to wait. Patience is key, right? Here's why. Become a proficient trader in your practice account. Then you don't have to risk your own capital. And you can actually learn what you need to learn to do what you need to do. Don't be in a hurry. Like, crypto's not going anywhere, right? And I know that lots of people want to jump in, and I hear this all the time. Okay, Tanya, I got you. I'll find you in a minute. Okay, so here's the thing. People are in a hurry all the time. And I'm like, why wouldn't we slow down? Do not guess, learn to earn, right? When you learn, and you learn long enough, you take the L off, you start earning. So don't feel like you need to get enrolled and become a trader tomorrow and like get in the market. No, we want you to get educated so that when you do get in the market, you're profitable. That's the point, right? The point is the education. First of all, when you're educated, no one can take that away from you. Once you understand it, no one can take that from you. Your job might go, because, you know, 60% or 70% of jobs are being replaced in the next 10 years, according to Forbes magazine, right? That's a little scary. That's a scary statistic. But if you have an education, that can't be taken from you. And guess what? The markets, they're not going anywhere. So whether it's cryptocurrency, digital currency, foreign exchange, no matter if you're gold, silver, commodities, whatever it is, those markets aren't going anywhere, right? And like I said, if you can make money on the up and the down, we're going to learn about that here in a minute. Well, you can really start to change your perception of what's possible. But I believe one of the keys is waiting, being patient, doing your education, feeling good, being able to follow through, because here's the reality. You know, you need to know when to get in and when to get out, right? Just knowing when to get in doesn't help you very much if there's a turnaround in the market and you need to get out. You don't know when or how to do that. So we want to make sure that, yes, FOMO, fear of missing out, is real, but we also know that if you'll just be patient, you're going to be shocked at what you can do over a year. A lot of people overestimate what they can do in a day, a week, a month, right? They're like, oh, I'm going to get rich. I'm going to buy those 2 coins that are going to get me rich. And I'm like, well, you do that. And I'm going to underestimate what I can do. And like, you guys understand that in a year's time, if you are just 1%, 2%, learning and changing and increasing and improving, things are going to look drastically different in a year's time. So secret number 2, be patient, wait, learn, practice, backtest, watch, right? Get educated. Make sure your discernment is on track. Make sure that your intuition is working. Make sure that you understand the fundamentals and the science behind the charts. It's a lot. Now we're going to talk about this, and then we're going to bring on Tanya. There is an emotional cycle in the market. Okay. I love this. This changed the game for me. And one of the educators within the academy that we subscribe to, this is one of his key trainings. I'm borrowing it for the purpose of sharing it with you tonight. Obviously, it's public knowledge, but what I love when he taught this, it really helped me understand not only the emotional cycle of the market, but my emotional cycle when it comes to being involved in the market, okay? Because your mindset does determine your destiny. So if we start down here, right, we can see there's disbelief. If you guys look here, hopefully you guys can see that. It says this rally will fail like the others, right? So the people in the market, they're like, oh, Bitcoin's not real. Do you guys remember hearing this? Bitcoin's not real, right? It's not real. So it is real, obviously, but at that time, and we were there, Greg and I were like, what the hell is Bitcoin? Like, is that even a real thing? Is that a scam? What's going on? We didn't know. Disbelief was the first emotion that we had. And then you enter into hope. Well, same in the market. If you guys see, a recovery is possible. People start to see this little climb here and they're like, ooh, it looks like it's going to go up, right? So they get excited, right? They get excited about the upward trend starting to happen. And then it keeps on a little ways, and then optimism kicks in. The rally is real. So now they're excited because they're like, wait a second, it's going up. How many of you experienced just these few steps already? You're like, ooh, it's going up. And then belief is there when you start to see that climb, right? Time to get fully invested. This is when people buy. This is when you start to see more people jumping in. Okay. And then it goes up a little bit more. And then there's the thrill. It's like, woohoo, look at Christine. She's laughing her butt off, right? There's this thrill that happens. I'll buy more on margin. Got to tell everyone to buy. And the thrill kicks in, and then the euphoria. I am a genius. We are all getting rich. How many of you have had this happen? You've actually been through this cycle all the way up, right? You're like all the way up. Okay. And then what happens? Boom. A little drop in the market. And then complacency kicks in. We just need to cool off for the next rally, right? Complacency. So people chill their jets a little. They stop buying. They're not quite so excited. They're not telling everybody else to buy. And then it drops a little bit more, and then anxiety kicks in. Why am I getting margin calls? This dip is taking longer than expected. This is where they start to freak out, right? And then it goes down. People are selling, whatever's happening in the market, denial. My investment are with great companies. They'll come back, right? They'll come back, which, by the way, they do come back usually, not always, but usually they can if it's a good project. But anyways, they still get into denial. Then after it continues to drop, people panic. The market panics. You see, the market is just people. So people panic. Everyone is selling. I need to get out, right? Depending on where they bought, could be at a loss. People are panicking, and then they get down to the bottom and they're angry, right? So who shorted the market? Why did the government allow this to happen? All the questions, and then they ride it over to the right until depression kicks in. My retirement money is gone. I thought I was going to get rich, yada, yada, yada. And then guess what happens after depression? Disbelief kicks back in and the cycle starts all over again. Okay, why am I sharing this with you? Because when you go into the markets and you start to look at this shape, it happens all day, every day in almost every chart. Okay, so when you start to understand this cycle, then guess what? One of the educators is going to teach you exactly where you get in. Okay, do you get in at hope or optimism, belief? Well, where would you want to get in? Would you want to get in, like, where would you, do you want to catch the full swing? Right? So what I'm saying to you guys is when you start to understand the emotional cycle of the market and your emotional cycle, how many of you would feel completely empowered if you knew that you could see the chart, you could see that we were at hope and it was going to optimism, and you could start to see that pattern skip up to euphoria and you could catch that upswing? How many of you would like to do that on a regular basis? Right? Regular basis, right? Load up the truck, right? You guys get it? Does that make sense to you? So what happens, you guys, is as you start to understand the emotional cycle in the market, your emotional cycle, you're going to become so much better at looking for opportunity, finding entries, doing these things. And of course, back to the practice account, we are going to practice makes perfect, right? We're going to practice. Now, understand, you guys, the psychology of the market is very important. It's probably like, well, the third secret to getting good at cryptocurrency. But how many people are actually teaching you this? Like, I'm telling you guys, when I heard this one educator, his name's Kevin, going through this information, I'm like, everyone needs to know this, everybody, because you're right. You can open up the money bags, right? Look at that. Judy's like, open up the bags. Let's go. We're going to catch that emotional cycle. All right. So here is where I'm going to bring in Tanya. I want you guys to repeat after me. My mindset determines my destiny. You see, mindset is 90%, trading is 90% mindset, right? And 10% skill, right? So if you guys are thinking about your own mindset right now, and you repeat after me, my mindset determines my destiny, would you say that you're in a good emotional, mental mindset state to be moving your life forward? Like to be moving your business forward, to be building your bank account forward, right? So we want to make sure that we have this in place. So let me go grab Tanya quickly here. Where is she? Where is she? I can't wait for you to hear from her. I'm so excited. So Tanya is going to tell you, here she is. Let me just grab her. Okay, Tanya, I have to make you the host, which is super weird. No, maybe I can ask you to unmute. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi. Can you turn on your camera or no?
No, I can't.
Oh, let me see.
Okay.
Nope, I have to make you the host, and then you're gonna have to make me host back, okay? All right. I'm changing host. This has been a fun technical night. Okay, so there she is. Okay, so I'm so excited that you're here. As soon as we decided to do this event, I reached out to Tanya and I'm like, I want you to share what's going on for you. And she said, absolutely. So Tanya, can you tell everybody kind of what you did prior to getting started with the Academy and really getting involved with the education? Can you kind of fill everybody in where you were and kind of what you were working on?
As in back home in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. So yeah, I'm living in Canada now, but prior to getting involved with IM Academy, I was.
Can you turn your camera on?
It was on.
I know.
Weird.
There we go.
Yeah, so sorry, I was living and working in West Australia as a police officer. And and I don't know if any of you do work in the force or you do shift work, but it's very draining on the life and not not the perfect world to be raising your family, because you never really get to see them. Awesome. But yeah, I guess if you know me, you know that I'm big on dreaming and big on goals. So my goal was to sort of get out of the rat race. I wanted to build a life for my family, and that's when I met Darla and got introduced to this academy. And we did some goal searching, we did some dream catching, and that's how I was able to sort of retire myself from work and fly my family to Canada, move on a mountain so that we could just do a whole bunch of skiing and snowboarding and live the life that we wanted to. So yeah, that's where I was before the academy, Mel.
I love it. How many kids do you have?
Two.
Okay, cool. So I want everybody to really understand that, like, when you came here, you had no experience. You're like, trading, what's that? I don't.
No, yeah,
No.
I had, zero. I think most of my friends that come into the space, they're like, we don't know what we're doing. And I was like, yeah, it's okay, neither did I.
But that's the best part, right? Like, if you think about it, when you can come somewhere and know nothing and just know you're going to get the support you need, the training you need, you know, just the environment you need to be able to hit those goals, it's huge. Now, I am so excited for you to share with the ladies tonight kind of what you did to do your dream building and stuff. Just go through what you did. You guys, Tanya's got a little surprise for you guys. So go ahead and take it away and let me know if you need anything from me.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to share exactly what I did to get here, but also something that I keep doing over and over again. Okay, so the trick really is to have a big enough dream. It's to have a big enough goal or desire to either have something or get something that you want. All right. Like when people come to me and they're like, look, I just want to make a bit of money, or I just want to, you know, be able to just, you know, go down south for the weekend. I'm like, no, we have to dream a bit bigger. It has to make you uncomfortable for you to get there. And then we use the academy to actually fill in the gaps to provide that pathway. Okay, so I want to share with you an example. This is something that I was working on a couple months back. This was my dream. I saw this picture of this mountain here in Canada, and I thought, how cool would it be to go there with the family in something that looks like this? This is a Tesla 3. I thought, wow, like to drive around in something that cool and that sexy and then go and like travel the countryside. That was my dream. Okay. And then what I do once I have that vision, I put it into a plan. All right. Because whether it's something that you want in life or, you know, with the way that the world is working, you just need something now. You have to get it into paper. Otherwise, it's just going to be anxiety and stress and everything in your mind. So putting a plan together is really key. Okay, so this is from Tony Robbins. I don't know if any of you follow Tony Robbins, but the first thing you need to be thinking of is what the result is that you want. Okay, so purchase a Tesla 3 car, 100% cash by October 8th. Okay, be super specific about the timeline there. Okay, your purpose, you know, why is it that you want this thing or need this thing or, you know, whatever it is. Okay. And then the massive action plan comes in. Okay. All the steps that you need to do to get to that thing that you want. Okay. And this is where the academy really, really helps, because they teach you how to create wealth with whatever you have. Whether you have a lot to invest or a small amount to invest, it doesn't matter. You can put $10 in here and then watch it grow. So I started taking down what I was learning in the academy, especially in the crypto space, and putting together a plan so that I could get to my goal. And I really love like the simple things like portfolio building. I love the staking, things that don't take a lot of time. And it's not that I'm busy. It's just that like I just want to chill out with my daughter, right? I just want to go skiing all day. So I like the simple stuff. And some of the things that I wrote down is putting some funds into investments that I knew would gain, you know, 50% or 100% within the next few months. Like I followed the educators and they're teaching me what those assets are going to be. I don't have to do any of the guesswork. They're teaching me when to go into the market and when to get out, what I need to have in my portfolio. So I don't need to do any of the guesswork. All I need to do is be a good student, okay? Building liquidity in the liquidity pools. They can teach you to put your crypto assets to work in liquidity pools and farming, which actually yield you more income, more, more profit. My favorite one is staking. Like, I don't know if you've heard, but Visa have teamed up with crypto, and now we have Visa Crypto. So even if you just put your savings account with crypto.com, for instance, you get 12% interest back. And, I don't know how it is for you guys, but back in Australia, we'd get 1%, 1% on our savings. And, inflation is at 5%. So I was losing money every year by keeping it in savings. However, in the academy, they taught us to go and put it into high yielding interest accounts that would get us, 12% or more. So, I'm building up profit without doing a lot. I'm just putting my money to work in places that are going to yield the most. Reinvest earnings. So they teach us about compounding. Okay. So building up your portfolio by, 1, 2, 3% a day is huge down the long run. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Crypto.com. Like I was saying, the 12% interest rebate, like if you have assets in your, crypto assets, you can yield more interest again. And like Visa rebates for just general purchases, right? You get 3% back on purchases, whether you're just doing like a food shop or you're buying like a car. Then again, just like really passive ways of growing wealth. And that's pretty much what I do with everything that I set my eyes on. Any goal that I want to set, I put it into a plan, and then I just take what the academy is giving me, and then I just build it up until I hit that goal. Oh, sorry, hang on, you're muted, Mel.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I love about this is that, I don't know if you guys caught it, she said it over and over and over again. They teach you what to do, and then you get to decide if you want to go do it, right? Like they teach you how to find good projects, and then you go get the project or not. You really get to log in and learn from some of the very best in the world. And your money never goes into the academy. That was super important to me, because a lot of times, have you ever had somebody phone you and say, yo, give me $5,000 and I'll turn it into 50 in like 5 weeks and there's no risk. It's like total bull. And people do it every day and they lose money. Well, here, that's not what this is. This is education, so that you don't do things like that, so that you actually, go and know what to look for, know about the crypto Visa, know about the 3%, know about the 12%. Those are huge, right? Like how many of you just learned one thing that you're going to go look into? Okay, if you just learned, drop a 1 in the chat. If you just learned something that you're now going to go look into, well, that's the power of the community, right? That's the power of what we do. So I absolutely love that. And when you can start to apply 1 or 2 or 3. Now, what Tanya has done so well is she's laser focused on that goal, and she has that action plan. Some of you need to take baby steps, like just baby steps, like get enrolled in the academy and like go through, I don't know, the boot camp, right? Like baby steps, because Tanya now is so far into her journey that she knows she can create whatever she wants. See, that's what empowerment actually is, right? I hear about women's empowerment all the time, and it's like people patting each other on the back. Nope. To me, empowerment is you learn something, you go do something, you get a transformation. That's empowerment. And then you pass it on to the people around you to do. So Tanya, I'm obviously so excited. How's that car?
Yeah, it's ordered. And there's a big wait. I've got to wait till June now, but that's okay because my money's still growing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Congratulations on your success, for real. And you guys, just so you know, there is an opportunity to build a home-based business, which Tanya has chosen to do because she loved the product so much, the education, that she started telling people in Australia and New Zealand and Canada all about it. And now she's actually earning a residual income as well from the subscriptions of the customers just like her, because she referred them. And so we're going to get into that a little bit here too. But I really am so proud of you because she's now got over 75 customers that she's introduced either through her or through her network to the company. And that's a big deal. That's 75 lives that are changed forever because you took the opportunity to share with them. So congratulations. I really appreciate you. And now you get to make me host again. So did that help you guys? Did you love, give Tanya a shout out in the chat. If you love that, drop her some love in the chat, because the reality is she's volunteering her time to be here. She doesn't have to be here. She wants you guys to know what's up in the crypto world. And you guys can see that her mindset is determining her destiny, just like it will yours. All right, so to create steady results, here are some guidelines. Do not trade if you are not sure. Like even in your practice account, if you don't feel confident, if you don't have that, yes, that's the guidelines, I'm following the guidelines, that's lining up, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Do not revenge trade. How many of you have done revenge trading before? Like you have done some revenge trading, right? We don't do that. You don't get upset and then, have a fit and then trade until you are dead on the ground. Do not get emotional. Number one rule in trading, don't get emotional. Number two, don't get emotional. Number three, when you get emotional, refer back to rule number one, because you will get emotional. But you guys understand that, we want to really learn that emotional cycle and learn to manage it in a way that's going to be supporting our dreams. Follow your mentors and stay consistent. Now, community matters. Most people need accountability as the number one ingredient to their success, which they do not get in the outside world. We are here to empower 1 million women with a message of financial education so they can create a bank account that they love. We currently have 5,000 members in our She's Creating an Empire Facebook group, where we do all kinds of training. But what we really want you to know is that as a member of I Am Academy, you can actually learn and, be a part of a community that's going to support you along the way. Now, like I said, how we learn at She's Creating an Empire is we have I Am Academy, which is a vendor that we've chosen to use to train our participants or our community members. The power of the Academy for students is amazing. And there is a affiliate program attached as well. That's if you ever wanted to work from home. How many of you have thought, man, I wish I could earn money from home? Like if you have, drop a 5 in the chat. If you're like, I would really like to be able to earn an extra $500, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 from home. Well, that work from home is possible here because as you refer customers to the company, to the academy, you can actually earn an income from the subscriptions, a percentage of the subscriptions. So let me ask you a different question. How many of you know somebody that needs to know about this academy? How many of you know somebody that needs to know about this academy? Right? So the reality is, as we share it, we can earn from it. So if you want to know exactly how to create a plan to get the results that you want, here's a blueprint to allow you to use the academy to learn and eventually earn. Now, by enrolling as a student in the digital academy, you're going to actually be able to get the video academy, which is like your 100, 200, 300 series. You're going to get your boot camps, etc. And then you also get live traders. Now, the live traders, in my opinion, are the magic sauce because like Tanya said, you're listening, they're teaching you, you're learning. And as you're going, you're asking questions, they're answering you, etc. And there's tools and software. The tuition to start is $235 and it's $197 a month unless you refer to customers, in which case it's free the following month. The same 2 customers can keep your subscription free for as long as you're a customer, okay? So that is how and when you can get started in the academy. Now, worthy of your greatness, secret number 5. Everyone thinks that money is an outside job. Money is not an outside job. Money is an inside job. You get the inside job straight, the money follows. It will chase you down. So Shanda, if you don't mind, I'm going to grab you right now. I want you guys to hear from Shanda. Shanda's been doing a lot of crypto trading. She's been doing a lot of education, and she agreed to share with you guys tonight a little bit of information that you may find very helpful. There we go, Shanda. I just changed you to host. So you can just let me know when you're there.
Here.
We got you. Okay, cool. Okay, guys. So Shanda is obviously a huge part of She's Creating an Empire. She's a massive consumer within the academy, but she's also leading about, I think maybe like, I don't know, just shy of 500 customers, helping them and empowering them, working very closely with Darla, who's on here, and many other people to actually get the education they need to change a situation. So Shanda, if you don't mind just kind of sharing with people, you know, we talked a little bit earlier, but you guys understand I've been working with Shanda for 5 years. She's a phenomenal student. She had a strong desire to change her life. Now, I'm just going to do a quick poll. How many of you have a strong desire to change your life? If you do, drop 10K in the chat. If you have a strong desire to change your life, drop 10K in the chat. Shanda has done just that. She has drastically changed the outcome of where she was 5 years ago. She's coachable, she's teachable, and she's a leader now of leaders. So with that, Miss Shanda Wright, do we have you here? We may or may not. There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. All right. Well, nice to see you, ladies. I'm so excited to be here. So I love digital currency. I love cryptocurrency, and it really comes from me seeing what's going on in the world, right? There's so much going on in the world right now. And how many of you have felt like you're in a system that isn't working? Right? Like for me, I was sitting there and I was like, I am doing my best, y'all. Like I am doing my best. I was working 3 jobs. I had rental properties. What happened for me is I was 14 years old and my mom was in a car accident. She had to retire at 45 with $100,000 in equity in her home. When I found out the average person at 65 has like $165,000 to their net worth, I was like, so that's actually how most people retire. That didn't make any sense to me. And what I knew was that my capacity to earn money with my hands, with my head, and with my mouth could be limited because I saw that with my mom. And so I was like, okay, so it's one thing for Freedom 95. It's another thing, which is what my boss used to always laugh about. She's like, I'm on the Freedom 95 plan. I'm like, doesn't sound like one I want. And literally my boss before that retired at 70 or 72. And he was one of the most diligent, hardworking people I had ever met. How many people that you know were diligent and hardworking, but did not retire well? Put a 1 in the chat if you knew good, honest, hardworking people that gave their all and they just actually got to their 50s, 60s, 70s and were like, I think I'll work part-time. And then I got to a point where I actually watched my ex-boss, who was 72 at the time, work in a grocery place. And I was like, okay. And this man served in the war. This man like ran multiple huge businesses. And I was sitting there, I'm like, okay, this system doesn't work because there was no way that I could keep it up. I was in this system that didn't work. And so as I felt that, I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought that I wasn't doing it right. Even though I went to school, got a good job, I heard that sales was the highest paying profession in the world. So I went and learned how to do that, took all the courses, got the best job in my hometown, literally. You could not find a better paying, more flexible, more gracious job that existed and more fun. Like there really wasn't one. But there was no end. Like it was at least a 40-year plan at best. And if I didn't put my money to work for me, I was never going to get out of it. And it doesn't matter if you have a six-figure job, six-figure jobs don't retire you. And then they want you to retire on 40% of what you could barely live on in the first place. And what I thought was, oh, just buy a house. And then I bought some houses and I was like, this is hell. Like being a landlord is hell. Like it's the worst, like this, I'm never going to tell you what I've seen. One day, maybe I'll write a book. But when I saw cryptocurrency, I saw a solution. I saw a space where the problems that are going on in the world, where the rich are stealing from the poor. I'm going to give you an interesting news tip. JP Morgan Chase. You guys have heard of this bank, one of the largest banks in the world, JP Morgan Chase. Yeah, they just got fined it was $60 million because they manipulated through a PR scam saying Bitcoin isn't real. So it dropped the price because of their PR. They made an estimated $30 billion on that because they bought it when it went down. They stole from the poor to take to the rich, and they have an actual budget for that. They have a PR budget for fines because they manipulate the market. When I found out that they print trillions of dollars, 35% of all the dollars that are in circulation in North America have been printed in the last year. Less than 5 billion of those went into the hands of the people. The rest went into prop up the stock market and the real estate market and the different businesses that they're giving surpluses to so that they could get elected. I'm like, this doesn't feel good because we're like, marriages are ending. And so for me, the fact that there's a space where there's integrity, where, you know, there's fluctuation, there's humans, there's emotion, there's people that are moving the market. It's not designed for us to win. I'm not going to say that most people in the cryptocurrency space win, but you know what's cool is if you know what you're doing, it's a level playing field. So 75% of people lose. Why? Because they buy high and they sell low, because they chase the fear and they chase the greed and then they chase the fear. So when you're in a space where you understand who to follow, what information is real, people always ask me, they're like, well, why wouldn't I learn on YouTube? I'm like, because there's people there lying. There's people there that got lucky a couple of times. And there's a ton of information out there that's total junk. And you're going to spend all day sorting through that in a space you don't even really know what's going on. So having vetted information, people that know what they're doing, and a space where I could have access to something that put me on an even playing field. I believe that women are completely as capable of earning wealth as men. You know the difference? You know why we're not wealthy statistically? It's not because of our lack of opportunity. The wage gap has nothing to do with opportunity anymore. You know what it has to do with? Our programming. My mother, 50 years ago, had to have a co-signer because she was a female on her bank account. My first car, they asked me to go get my husband or my dad so they could talk to him about what my car was doing. I'm like, this is my car. You'll tell me what you're doing to my car as I pay for it with my money. They want to talk to him. And so I realized that we've been conditioned because we were property 100 years ago. That's one people ago. We were property. So in what world would we think that our parents or our programming or how we've been raised is going to set us up to be able to understand how to seize opportunity, how to know when to be bold, how to know how to use our discernment, how to know this stuff. And you know what? I figured it out. Because I came from a place where there was bankruptcy, where there was dissension, where there was greed and selfishness in people. Like, we have to keep ours, right? That was my story about money. Rich people are selfish. And so what I figured out, find people who have what you want and do what they do. Just find people. And so I found an academy that there's people out there. And the only reason, and people say, well, why would these wealthy people go out there and teach you how to build wealth? Maybe they're just telling you what to buy after they buy it so that they can sell it before you sell it. And I was like, oh, honey, I hope you get to spend some time in forgiveness on whatever happened to you. I have friends who have been there, and I'm not saying that in a way that I want you to ever hear it from a condescending place. I want you to know that literally people think that's real because there's people out there doing it. There's a lot of people on YouTube doing that. They call it a pump and dump. It's a thing they do. Okay. And so what happens here is these average, regular, ordinary people who they were the underdogs. They were taught by someone else who was an underdog who won and said, hey, let me pass this forward to you so that you can have a chance. And then they won. And now they're paying it forward. It's the same reason I'm here today. Melanie, I was like, Melanie, what can I ever do to repay you? She's like, pay it forward. I'm like, okay, guess we'll do that. That sounds like fun. Let's go help everyone get wealthy. And so I want to share with you. So Melanie, do you want me to walk them through all of the stuff that I had planned? Because I have some really cool stuff that I have my eyes on, some things that I do each and every week, each and every month that have set me up to feel like I have a plan, that I know how to do this. And I am excited about what I have planned. I also know that sometimes it's really not so much about the what, it's about the how and the why. And so I want you guys to know that you can do this. I also have some what, if you want me to share it. I can't hear you. Does that work?
Yeah, I just can't turn on my mic once I mute myself. So, because you're the host. Yeah. So what I'll tell everybody, you guys, is that we're going to take, can you do it in about 10 minutes?
Under, yeah, it doesn't take long. I'll just give you.
Yeah, of course, I would love that. You guys want to see what she's got? Yes, here, please. If you guys want to see what she's got, drop a 1 or 2 or 3 in the chat. Let's go. Yeah. Tell me 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so one of the things that I've noticed about, and I'm going to call them the boys. It's not that they're men. I think it's just because they're like really smart. The people I am in class with are like freaking geniuses. Like yesterday I'm on class, like we were hosting an event that was public with Mike Sotero. Literally, I think the guy's a genius. I'm sitting there, I'm like, right? And I'm in class with him almost every day. And there's these guys that they're so smart. And I was like, they forget I don't know, like people don't know what their words mean. And so one of the things that I love is that they call me Shortcut Shanda at every job I've ever found. Like I just don't make things complicated. They say if you're busy, if you want something done, give it to a busy person because they'll get it done quickly. And that's just kind of how I think when it comes to the basics. And so I've got some projects that I have my eyes on, and I want to show you what I do each and every week on payday to pay myself first. So I'm going to walk you through that process. So here's the thing. What I do is I'm in class every single day. Every single day, an hour to 2 a day, I am on live with someone who has what I want. Why? Because information without context, information without understanding is just, if information was what it took to become free, the internet would have solved all the problems in the world. It didn't, right? So ignorance is a choice in the information age. However, you can take information from multiple perspectives. And so when I first started with digital currency, I would take the information, I would apply it without understanding or context. And I can tell you, the losses I've taken in that were huge. I've lost more in a day than some people make in a year. Okay. And I also know that most wealthy people have taken a loss. And so I want you to know that if you're in a season where what you've done is you've tried to chase the money instead of chase understanding, that'll happen. And that was my correction. That was my lesson. And so what I learned was that trying to just do what they do without knowing what they know didn't help. So the first step is to get in class every single day, even when it's overwhelming, even when you don't understand. Second step is to figure out what you want, right? I want to build a crypto portfolio. So what do? I get on the guys that do that. Now, every single week I pay myself first. So I've got a portion of my budget, which is 10% for me, soon to be 50%. As my income grows, my expenses don't, but my investment does. And you know what's fun is when you're in these classes and you get this shopping list of things you want to buy. I'm like, I literally did an Instagram reel of all I want for Christmas is crypto, because I've got this huge list that I want. So what I do is on payday, I decide what's my budget. What's my budget for investing? What do I decide that I want? And what I want you to know is that putting money in the market is not something that I recommend. I want you guys to get understanding. I want you to get understanding, because as you educate yourself, you're going to be able to go to new heights. I just want to make sure, because I was in the Facebook group sharing Zoom links, so I feel like I might have the wrong stuff open now. Okay, so what do I do on payday? On payday, I've been on class. I have my short list. I keep it right over here. And then I come into SwipeCoin. SwipeCoin is where they let you know the projects that you are looking at the parameters for what you need to know to execute on what they've been teaching us, so that you have an idea of what they're expecting, okay? So I come into this app, and this is something you get access to inside the academy. And then I look at my projects. I call it my shopping list, right? So I come in here and I look for my shopping list, and I click on it, and then I open it up. I'm going to share with you a couple of shopping list items I've recently been watching. Okay. So here's one that I really love. Have you guys ever heard of Ethereum? Can you put an E in the chat if you've heard of Ethereum? So what I love about Ethereum is actually a project that it allows creators to build their own projects. Bitcoin is its own thing. You can't change or add or put anything on top of Bitcoin. Ethereum is like a WordPress. It's like you can build any website you want. Okay. So what I do, okay, let's see, I need this out of the way. Here we go. So I come in here, and what do? They give us our entry price. Okay. They give us some information. They give us the chart markups. They let us know what are the parameters for this project. Okay. So this is an old one. I'm going through some of my old shopping lists. And then what do? You go to this website, and they teach you about this. It's called CoinGecko. And CoinGecko, I don't know why they call it that. I think it's cute though. And so let's just say I'm really happy with this shopping that I've done. Okay. So this is where you can find out where to get it. They don't tell you what to do or what to buy or where to get it or which projects to, or which accounts to open up. But they show you that when you come on here, you can go to markets, and it gives you a list of places you can go buy it. It's kind of like, yeah, it's like when you go, you have your favorite designer, you go to their website, you can see what it is that you want, and then it says, where can I buy it locally? So it's the same thing here. So then another project that I am absolutely obsessed with is Solana. One of the biggest challenges with Ethereum is that it costs a lot to move stuff on that network. If I decide I want to go and do something with Ethereum, then there's some really expensive fees sometimes. And Solana has fixed that. And there's a lot of gamers that love using Solana as a network. They're kind of competitors. I think they're going to be very much equals in the world. And so I do the same thing. Come in here, go to CoinGecko, create that difference, right? And then I want to share with you a couple others. And this one's super fun. I'm going to Google it and show it to you. So Superbid, you come in here, you see the entry prices, you see the chart markups. Is it passed? Because here's the thing. In the markets, patience pays. And like Melanie said, there's a lot of this like chasing. Oh my gosh, it's going up. I have to have it. Well, when they tell you, no, this is the area where it's a good deal. This is the area, it's a good deal. So when I go shopping, I say, are we on sale or are we not on sale? I love sales. So I always check for on sale. Okay. Now Superbid, this is a really fun project. Okay. So this is actually one where they have celebrities and other people that create an auction. So if you want to auction off an experience, you do it on Superbid, which is really cool. So like if you want to work out with The Rock, or you want to go and like hang out with Kevin Hart for the day, you can actually come in here and auction that off. If you buy, they're doing some sporting goods stuff. So if you buy a baseball card, you can actually have it hand delivered by the person that's on the card because you bought it on Superbid. And here's the thing that's really cool. Like Tanya was talking about, they actually have the staking. So imagine you're like, I love that project. I want to be a part of it. I don't know, token dashboard. I'm going to stop sharing for just a second. No, we're going to stop sharing right now. Good. Okay. Hit the wrong button. Do not need to show you guys my account. Okay, there we go. So hold on. We're going to exit that. There we go. Just hold on one second. I want to show you guys this because I think it's really cool. Oh, how do we do it? How do we do it? Okay. I might be missing the wrong spot on this website. Okay. So what I love about Superbid is that it's a project that I think is really interesting, as you noticed. Now, guess what? You can actually stake it and it won't show me here because I don't know where to find it and I'm going to mess it up. You can stake it at 100% APY. You can also provide liquidity, which all it means is you say, here's my super bid. So if someone wants to trade it, you can hold it. Imagine going to the bank, you know how they have cash in the back? So what I'm saying is, hey, my super bid can be your cash in the back. So if someone comes out and they want cash, you can have it on hand. They pay 250% a year plus the 100%. It's crazy. It's amazing what's possible. I used to think 10% a year was amazing. And it's a really fun project. So there's that. And that one I had to share with you guys. Okay. Here's another one, Mana. Have you guys heard of Decentraland? Decentraland is like, it's basically like the metaverse. It's like the #1 place in the metaverse. So it's like, I can't open it up because it takes too much bandwidth, but it's like this place where you can go to, you know, horse racing and like different casinos. And, you know, when I come in here, and I just want to share this with you, you know, past performance does not indicate future performance, but look at this entry price. That's 80 cents, right? Even at the high point. That's where we are now. It was less than a year ago we've been talking about this, because this is actually a movement towards an adaptation of technology. They're teaching us about the stuff that's coming up in the world before it hits the news. And I love that I get to be in the know, because I'm never going to find out about gaming projects on my own. Okay. And then Star Atlas. This is another one, you know, it was 12 cents when they told us about it. It's 19 now. Actually, I want to show you this. This is really cool. So this is one of those games that you can play and make money while you play. You remember when they said, like, look at this. Kids are playing this game and earning money. We won't have calculators in our pocket, and we won't be able to make money playing video games.
How is that even possible? This ship has been reported missing for 20 years.
Okay, so real talk. I'm never going to play this game. There's zero chance I'm going to do that. But because I get dizzy thinking about any of that stuff. But imagine you could connect your kids to that. Imagine you could be a part of that company. You can actually buy spaceships inside that game, and anytime someone uses them, you can earn royalties. So there's this space where for an hour or two a day, I can learn. Someone who can't play video game. Last video game I played was Super Mario Kart. Okay, I can't, like, if it's 3D, I get dizzy. And quite frankly, I don't want to have the conversation. But the fact that there's a space where some kid can play Pokemon to earn money, and whenever they use my spaceship, I get money, like, I like that, because I'm definitely not going to play, and I'm not going to build the spaceship. I'm not going to be a graphic designer. But knowing that that's where it's going, and knowing about the trending projects, same thing with the online casinos. So, and I knew nothing a year ago, nothing about this stuff, but they show you what to look at. They show you what to consider. They show you how to analyze the numbers. They show you what the good deal range is. And I just go onto their shopping list inside SwipeCoin every single week. And I look at the ones that I've been excited about being a part of. And then I learn if there's any way to make money on that money, staking or letting them hold it in the back of their bank. So that's how I do it. Those are some of my favorite projects right now. And I'm so grateful for the educators, because, you know, the truth is they've taught me not only how, if this company went away tomorrow, I would know how to find the next 10 projects. I would know how, because they taught me how to do the research. They taught me how to find the information. And the fact that they just do it for me, I love the shortcut. So I'm going to take it because I'm Shortcut Shanda. So I'm going to do that. Thank you so much, Melanie, for letting me share some of my favorite projects. I don't get to geek out very often on this stuff. And yeah, it's been really fun to learn and to be a part of this community.
That was awesome. If you guys enjoyed that, drop a one in the chat for Shanda. She did not have to come on tonight. She volunteered her time to be here and share with you what is working, which is so amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to run through 2 more slides and we are done for the night. Thank you guys. We started late, so thank you for being patient. But I want to talk to you just quickly about being worthy of greatness. You know, we've been talking tonight about how women have been kind of, you know, taught to not necessarily go after greatness, go after building wealth, but really creating security for our families through education and action is not only an option, but I believe it's an obligation. When we take care of ourselves and our families, it gives us time and energy to impact the world, right? Because when our families are taken care of, is it not true that we can actually focus on leaving an impact in a much bigger way and helping more people? So my question for you is, what if it did work? Like, what if you got enrolled as a student and, you know, it did work for you? What is your dream life like? Like, is it the one you're living right now? How would it be different? What would your goals be? Right? You heard Tanya talk about, you know, dream catching. Like, what would your goals be? And does impact matter to you? You know, the fact that Darla referred Tanya and now Tanya's life's changed forever, that's got to make Darla feel pretty good. How would that make you feel? You know, the fact that you can refer somebody and, you know, obviously change your own life, but there's something that happens when you're changing other people's lives. It's way greater, way bigger. There's something so satisfying when you start to see the changes in other people. So if you guys feel like that would be pretty gratifying, obviously you're in the right place, because that is what we are all about. Now, like I said, what if it does work for you? The best investment is the one you make in yourself. We know that. So, you know, we're asking you to invest in yourself. You can get enrolled in the academy, like I said, for $235. You guys, that is nothing. If you think about a college education, my goodness. And this is like video academy, live traders, the swipe coin she showed you about, you know, all that stuff, you get full access. So what I want you to do is get back with the person that brought you on here and let them know that you're ready to go. Like, I'm ready to get started. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to take that first step. I'm going to get enrolled. They're going to give you a very simple link to get yourself enrolled in the academy, and then an onboarding link for a very kind of stress-free enrollment process, which allows for you to walk through the basics of the academy, know where to find stuff. Of course, you have the entire, you know, community here cheering you on, ready to support you. We'll do it together. And of course, we're looking for those of you that are like, yes, like, let's go. So if you're on here tonight and you were one of the ones that said, I am in, I want to change my life, I want to welcome you to the academy. I want to welcome you to She's Creating an Empire. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Reach out to the person that got you on here and let's get your questions answered so you can not only change your life, but make an impact in the world.